welcome to the program. Mountains aren't usually known for their role in making and preserving history. But when Mt Vesuvius erupted 2,000 years ago, it did just that. The volcano's downpour of ash was so quick, it destroyed the city of Pompeii and caught its people in a moment in time. But the destructive power of Vesuvius is not consigned to the history books. Today, it threatens the city of Naples, home to 3 million Italians. And they know that when Vesuvius next explodes, there will be very little warning. One volcano, 3 million people. You think the whole city should be evacuated?
Absolutely, yes.
Vesuvius. Today threatening to submerge an entire city. Just like it did ancient Pompeii.
You must know which is the scale of a possible catastrophe in a volcano like this. This is the most dangerous volcano in the world.
Mount Vesuvius looms over the sprawling city of Naples like a brooding, angry giant.
The mountain looks like a quiet mountain, but it is a monster.
And watching its every mood is volcanologist Giuseppe Mastro Lorenzo.
It looks very ominous, looming over the city like that.
Yeah. It could be quiet for centuries or even for some 1,000 years, but in a few days it can erupt.
And when Europe's most dangerous volcano has erupted, the consequences have been disastrous. On the morning of August 24, 79 AD, the people of ancient Pompeii were ambushed by a titanic force of nature.
Here you can see the last moments of these victims. You can see exactly their attitude, the shape of their bodies, what they try to do in the last moment before their death.
People cemented in stone by the boiling ash. Mothers, fathers, children. 20,000 inhabitants of a thriving Roman city. Chilling reminders to volcanologist Claudio Scarpati of the devastating power and speed Vesuvius can unleash.
The material erupted during this eruption was 1 cubic kilometer. 1 cubic kilometer of magma was erupted just in few hours.
Today, Pompeii's ghost-ridden alleyways cry out a warning to the modern city around it, Naples. Do you think an eruption as catastrophic as Pompeii will happen again?
Unfortunately, it's strongly possible. The volcano is active and is of course dangerous.
Vesuvius's awesome power is generated by the explosive impact of the African and European tectonic plates. Along that immense fault line are 7 active Italian volcanoes, 4 on the ocean floor and 3 on land. Vesuvius, the so-called supervolcano Campi Flegrei, and Mount Etna. Southern Italy is surrounded by a ring of fire. It is home to Europe's only active volcanoes. Mount Etna, here in Sicily, is in a state of almost continuous eruption. Yet, for all its spectacle, this is not the mountain that has volcanologists most worried. That dubious honour is reserved for Vesuvius, the most closely watched volcano on the planet.
And
is that the epicentre?
And they are the last epicenters of the last events.
Here at the Vesuvius Control Centre, Giuseppe Mastro Lorenzo analyses seismic, infrared and visual monitors spread across the crater and slopes for every sign, every rumble of activity. Each of these dots represents some sort of minor seismic activity.
Minor seismic activity.
So baby
common,
tremors.
normal seismic activity, single event. So each dot is a single event. And
So you would know about any minor change with this volcano the moment it happened?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So the volcano is quiet, but we know that at any time we can have a new crisis, so we must be ready.
In this tussle between man and mountain, Giuseppe Mastro Lorenzo can't rely on instruments alone. He must get up close with the menace of Vesuvius. This immense crater was caused by the explosive power of more than 100,000 nuclear bombs.
A ticking time bomb.
Yeah, this is a ticking bomb because we had just to wait for the crisis.
But today, down in this cauldron, there's only an eerie stillness. How deep is the crater?
The crater is between 200 and 250 meters deep.
10 kilometres beneath our feet, in the belly of the beast, is a massive magma chamber with enough force for 100 Pompeii-sized eruptions. How quickly could that magma reach the surface?
This is a very important question because we have demonstrated that magma can rise from the magma chamber to the surface even in a few hours.
This is a sleeping monster, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely.
But it's also the way this monster erupts that makes Vesuvius such a dangerous breed. Its sudden and massive explosions of magma and gas are similar to the devastating eruptions of America's Mount St. Helens in 1980 and Mount Pinatubo in the Philippines in 1991, one of the biggest ever eruptions recorded. The difference with Vesuvius is that 3 million people are directly beneath it. Do you think these people understand the threat they live with every day?
No, I don't think so.
What would this place look like in the middle of an eruption?
Well, in the middle of an eruption, this place will be terrible because there will be ash and gas, rolling rocks, and everything will be in the absolute darkness because of the amount of fine ash dispersed in the air.
But this mountain, which has been so destructive, is also extremely productive. The Acampora family grows tomatoes in the volcano's fertile soil, living in the shadow of Vesuvius for 300 years. So Rosa and Gennaro's forebears have glimpsed the wrath of Vesuvius in 1906 and most recently in 1944.
Tutto perché le ceneri, la pilli,
She could
dovevano
remember
stare chiusi in casa, il racconto di mamma,
Her mother tells a story of how it was daytime and then it just became dark.
They know enough to know Vesuvius is overdue for a major eruption, but they have no intention of leaving.
E scappiamo. Adesso non c'è una certezza.
They don't want to move anywhere else. They like to live under the Vesuvius. This is their home.
And it's not just the Acamporas who are ambivalent. So too, it seems, is the entire city of Naples, only a small section of which is covered by an official evacuation plan. Those planning the evacuation of Naples in the event of an eruption say it's highly unlikely that Vesuvius will ever blow with the same force as it did in AD 79. But in the volcano's deeper past, there is evidence of an eruption even more cataclysmic than the one that destroyed Pompeii.
Our evidence is on the past eruptions of Vesuvius. This zone must include all the town of Naples and to the north all the villages up to a distance of about 20 kilometers.
And
So all of this would be wiped
Yeah,
off the map, potentially.
absolutely.
And it's not in the evacuation
No,
zone.
there is no emergency plan for Naples at the moment.
Volcanoes do not keep the time of men. Vesuvius may remain a sleeping giant for centuries. The nearby supervolcano Campi Flegrei might blow tomorrow. While Etna is in a state of near constant eruption, becoming ever more explosive. But their lesson is certain. Those who ignore history are condemned to suffer it again.
My job is to describe what happened in the past, which is the key in order to know what will happen in the future. This is science, this is geology.
And if it happened once, you're saying it can happen again?
Yes, absolutely. Naples will be completely devastated.
Gone.
Gone.
Remember to follow 60 Minutes on Twitter for all the latest news about our upcoming stories. Our handle is @60mins.